Okay, so I quite literally don't know when you're going to see this video because I have a packed December and it wasn't on my radar. But then Jessin from Jessin Reads Romance did, what did she call it? Like end of year booktuber tag, and she tagged me in it. And I loved watching her video. I loved hearing her responses. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna film this. I'll edit it and then I'll see where I can slot it into my schedule. But I think you guys are gonna be getting 3 a week uploads from me for the rest of December. Don't expect that to carry over into the new year. I like my 2 a week uploads on Tuesdays and Fridays. But I think through December you might get Monday, Wednesday, Friday because I have so many videos to do at the end of the year. Cat hair stuck to my mouth. I will put the questions, let me grab my laptop here. It's also charging because it's literally always dead. I will put the questions down in the description box. I'll also tag some fellow booktubers, and yeah, let's jump in to it. First question is, what are you most excited for in 2023? And I have quite a few things. I'm really looking forward to 2023, honestly. There are some things that I have to look forward to, and I think it's important to always have something like on the books to be looking forward to, and that's kind of like how you get through day-to-day life. First up, book signings. So as of right now, I am going to Book Bonanza in June. I am so that's like the one that I'm most excited about. There are so many authors there that I'm so freaking excited to see. So many of my favorite authors, and then I'm getting to meet so many of my book friends, which some of them for the first time, some of them seeing it again. And then also I'm planning on going to the Wendy in Chicago signing. I forget what that one's called, but I know Jess, Tori, Victoria, and I think Caitlin, like those 4 are all coming to it. And I live in Wisconsin, so like Chicago is not that far away from me. So I think I have a ticket. I don't know if I have a ticket yet, but regardless, I will be going. Even if I don't have a ticket, I'll still go just to like spend time with all of them because I literally live so close and I can drive. I'm also very excited. I'm going to Disney at the beginning of the year, and I just freaking love Disney. And it's been what, like... I haven't gone at all this year. I was there last year over my birthday, but I didn't go this year at all, and I just love Disney. I love Disney so much, and I'm so excited to go back. And yeah, I can't wait for that trip. Hopefully next year, again, another trip. I'm hoping one of my best friends ever moved out to LA at the beginning of this year, and I didn't get out there to visit her out there at all. She is coming home next week, or like when I'm filming this next week, and I'm so freaking excited to see her. So I'm hoping to get out to LA to visit her at some time next year, but that also depends on how much flights are, because flight prices right now are insane. And then last thing that I'm most excited for is there's a project that I've been working on and like my personal life that I'm just so excited that I'm going to get it done. I'm just excited to finally have that like out of my brain and into the world. Second question is, what is your Goodreads goal and why that number? So this year, I've always set my reading goal at 104 books because that's 2 books a week. And I am once again going to be setting it at that number. That is a very manageable goal for me. I will probably exceed it. I have every single year that I've set it. Like back in 2020, I read 168 books. Back in 2021, I read 186 books, and this year so far I'm at 194, and I'm going to hit 200. And that's like my new goal. I did adjust Goodreads to hit 200 this year, but I am not pushing for that next year because I have found myself feeling so like go, like I need to keep going and reading. I don't read audiobooks, so like I'm only ever reading physically. I have read a couple of audiobooks this year, and I'm hoping to maybe read some more next year. But like I have to then find time to like sit down and physically read, and it just like has become a little bit more of a chore. Not like a chore, but I'm finding myself being like, oh, this book is too long, so like I'm gonna put it off because it's not gonna like, I'm not gonna read it quickly and I can't go toward, or like it's gonna take me longer to go towards my goal than if I read like a 300-page book, you know? So next year, I just need to have something a little more manageable, a little bit more attainable. So I'm going to go with 104, and knowing that I will probably exceed it, but then at least I'm not pushing myself like I am this year. Next is 3 5-star predictions for next year. I feel like it's hard because I obviously know that like there are going to be books that I'm going to love, but also like, do you ever actually know that? I have first up a new release that I'm going to predict is going to be 5 stars for me. And that one is going to be Madame by Sarah Cates. I mean, are you like, really? Are you choosing this as your 5-star prediction when like nothing's out about this book yet? And there's another one to come before this. Like it's literally not going to be out until like October of next year. But here's the thing. This one, I think it's going to follow Eden from the Salacious Players Club series, and I am so intrigued by her character, and and I just like, I really vibe with her, and I just feel like her book is going to be epic. So I'm predicting that as a 5-star read, even though there's like literally nothing out about this book. But I know it's going to be about her. Actually, is it even announced that it's going to be about her? I don't even know, but I think people are assuming, myself included, that it's going to be about her. So that's going to be a 5-star read for me. I can just call it right now. Then also Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. So this is a book that I have been seeing so many of my friends reading and loving. And I have never read anything by J.L. Seegers before. So it's like, I don't even know if I want to click with the writing. But here's the thing. So many of my friends that love it are friends that I have very similar reading taste to. And just from like the premise of the book, I think I'm really going to enjoy it. And yeah, so I'm going to put it as a 5-star prediction. And the last one, again, it's from an author that I've never even read before, but that's Music Lights and Ever Afters by C.L. Matthews. So this one, Nikki has been trying to get me to read for a while now, and it's definitely a high priority read for me next year, but it has all of the tropes that I love, like angsty, rock star, age gap, forbidden romance, all wrapped up into one. And Nikki is probably the booktuber that I have the most similar taste to. We typically always have like pretty similar ratings. So I feel like since she's loved it so much, I have a high chance of liking it. So that's my other 5-star prediction for next year. Next question is, what genre, subgenre, or trope do you want to read more of? So this was kind of tricky, honestly, because here's the thing. I had so many amazing books. Like, as I've been going on, I've been creating my like highlights for my 2022 reads for like my Instagram. And as I've been going through, I realized I have had so many 5-star reads this year. And I was kind of like, why do I have so many more this year compared to last year? And I think it's because I've really nailed down my reading taste and what I like in books. So I'm kind of like, do I want to stray from that now that I've like kind of figured out? Like, y'all know I pretty much love anything forbidden. So like age gap, taboo, brother's best friend, boss employee, best friend's dad, dad's best friend, like any kind of trope that falls under forbidden, I pretty much like and enjoy. So that's pretty much the majority of what I read as well, because that's just, I know it works for me. Here are some tropes that I'm more interested in getting more of, or that I know that I already like and I just want to read more of next year and kind of like focus on finding more books that have them. Hello, Miss Arya. Hi. Oh, okay, you don't want me to pet you. Okay, so sorry. First up is Rockstar. Now, you might be like, girl, you read a lot of Rockstar. I do, but here's the thing. I don't read like a ton. Like, I've read pretty much all of the Rockstar books that I've read, I've loved, but I don't like actively seek that trope out, and I need to do more of that. So I'm putting Rockstar on here, even though I already read that a lot. Next up, Sapphic. So I recently just read Vibe by Liza James. I've read other Sapphic books before, but this one, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I loved Vibe. If you, this video is probably, I don't know if it'll come out before or after my Banned Forbidden Taboo reading vlog that I read it in, so you'll see my full thoughts of it in there. But I was just like obsessed with it, and I was like, this is what I want, like this dark Sapphic vibe. So I want to read more of Liza James' backlist, because I'm pretty sure she like only writes Sapphic romances, and I was like, this, I just need more of this. So I want to read more Sapphic romances. Surprise pregnancy. I know, guys, I know this is gonna come as a shock. I don't like single parent books, and I don't really like kids in books, so I don't really have any interest in that. However, I do love a good surprise pregnancy for some reason. Like, that literally makes no sense for me why I enjoy it, but I really like it, especially when it's a surprise to me, which is kind of hard then. Like, how am I gonna like seek out books when I don't want to know that? But I love in books when it like genuinely is like, oh, she's pregnant. I kind of like that, and I like that specifically because in these books you don't typically see the kid like growing up. You just see them like being pregnant and having to like work through that. I enjoy that, so I would like to get some more surprise pregnancy books on my list. And last is Marriage of Convenience. This is a trope that I really like, and again, I just don't actively seek out. Every book that I've read that is like Marriage of Convenience, I pretty much enjoy, so I just need to be better about actively seeking out this trope. Okay, next up, what trope do you think will be most popular in 2023? This again is very hard to predict on like what trends are going to go round, where like right now I feel like small town is having its era, and like cowboy is having its era, and like this year especially has been like a lot about like the rom-coms. None of that is like what I like to read, so I don't know. I feel like that's hard to be like, what do I think is going to be popular, because I don't typically enjoy what is mostly like popular. Here's the thing though, I don't know why, I just feel like historical romances are going to be big next year. I feel like so many of my friends are historical and contemporary readers, and a lot of them this year have been reading more like contemporary romances, but I just feel like because so many of them have been like kind of on this genre next year, that next year they're gonna be back to like historicals. And I feel like the second that TikTok finds historicals, it's gonna be big again. So, and I feel like historical book collecting next year, I don't know why. Also, fantasy romance is always like popular, but I feel like more people, I feel like authors are kind of like, contemporary authors are like venturing into fantasy romance, some of them are, so I feel like that's going to open up the genre for like more readers, and like a wider audience who only read contemporaries are going to like read maybe a few more fantasy romances. So I feel like the more that authors will write in that category that only write contemporary, they'll like bring new audiences to that. So I don't know why I feel like maybe fantasy romance is gonna be bigger. I don't know. And last but not least, I think I just chose like love triangle because it's like, I don't feel like it's super popular right now, but here's the thing. I rewatched the Hunger Games movies, as I always do every November, and then I just rewatched the Twilight movies the other weekend when I was sick, and we don't get love triangles like we used to. And I was talking with Crystal about this, and I'm like, they just don't make love triangles like they used to. Like, everything used to have a love triangle in it. Like, it was Team Peeta, Team Gale, Team Edward, Team Jacob, like all that. And I feel like we haven't had that in a while. So for some reason, I'm feeling like love triangle is gonna make a comeback because it just hasn't been around in a while. And I know people who love love triangles are like ride or die for that. So I feel like authors might want to like bring that back. I don't know. All these could be completely wrong, and I could look back in 2024 and be like, you didn't know what you're talking about, which, like, fair, I don't. But that's just like my inklings that I feel like those three might have like their time to shine this next year. Not saying that they don't already, but you know what I mean. Next, name 3 bookish goals for 2023. Okay, so first up, I just want to really be diligent about just reading what I want to read. And that kind of goes along with me setting a smaller Goodreads goal, because this year I found myself with books that like I've had on my radar for so long, or that I've really wanted to read. And then every time I think like I'm going to pick it up, I'm like, do I really want to like commit myself to a 600-page book right now? And I think that is just like with how authors have been writing really thick books lately, and it gets to be overwhelming. And I really just want to be diligent about next year. When I want to read something, I just pick it up and read it regardless of the size of it, and just be like, you know what, if it takes you 4 or 5 days to read this book, fine. You don't need to have it done in a day or two. And I really just want to be better about that next year, and just reading truly what I want to read regardless of other aspects of the book, you know, or like other pressures, I guess, kind of like keeping me from picking it up. And then kind of along the same vein with that one, another goal of mine is saying no, but also being open to opportunities. And that's kind of like hard, but I'm very much like a yes person. I'm very much like a yes man at like my regular job. Like if someone asks me to do something, I never am like, no, I can't do that. I'm always like, sure, because I don't want anyone to feel like I don't want to help them. And I feel that way with like book stuff as well. Like I'm always trying to say yes because I don't want to be like left out of anything. So if anyone asks me to do something, I'm like, yes. Like I always am like saying yes and wanting to do these things, and I always want to, and I'm always excited to, but then I overwhelm myself with like required readings for like vlogs or read-alongs or readathon. Like I love doing all of those things, but also I think I need to be better about knowing how much I can actually balance and not overwhelming myself with it. So I want to be better about myself of being like, hey, it's okay to not say yes to everything. But then on the same vein, I love collaborating with people. I love doing videos with people. I love doing readathons with people and like read-alongs. Like I love the community, like the friends that I've made in this community is like one of my favorite things about being on YouTube now. And I always want to like be connecting with them and like connecting with new friends and like new creators. I always want to be collaborating with people. So I also want to be open and like people know that they can like come to me with like ideas and things, and like that I'll say yes and that I want to do things with people, but then I also just need to make sure that I'm not like overwhelming myself. So like that's I don't know how I'm going to achieve that goal. I'm putting it out there more for myself to kind of hold myself accountable of being like, You need to learn when to say no, but also be open at the same time. And I don't really know how to do that, but it's something that I do want to try to achieve in 2023. And my last bookish goal is upping my Bookstagram game. So here's the thing. I feel like this year I've done a really good job. I've transitioned from doing 1 video a week to 2 videos a week, and I feel like that is good for my channel. In December, obviously there are so many videos out right now, so I'm going to be doing 3 videos a week, but I feel personally like my life is balanced doing 2. So I'm satisfied with that. So I feel like YouTube, if I can just stay consistent with 2 videos a week, I'm solid. I'm good to go. But here's the thing, TikTok, I'm like fucking over TikTok. I like doing painting still, and I still continue to do so, but that also like then is Instagram and TikTok content. Can you stop yelling? Y'all, I swear I have a ghost in this apartment because Dorian has been going crazy in my laundry room, just staring up at the ceiling and like meowing at it. And he is like literally agitated by something in there, and there's nothing in there. I think I have a ghost. Hold on, I'm gonna go check on that. I don't know, guys. I think I'm about to be a star in Paranormal Activity. So here's the thing. I like my TikTok kind of like whatever, but I really want to just get better. I love looking at people's Bookstagram feeds. They're like beautiful aesthetic. They're great pictures. And I want to be better about that. That is just not my forte. I'm not good at like setting up pictures. I feel like they always turn out bad. I feel like they never look as good as everyone else's. And I'm not great at like editing photos. Like that's just not like a strong suit of mine. And I don't like doing it particularly, but I want to be better about that. And also at reels and like being more consistent with reels and trying to at least do like 1 a week or something. I love Tori's Instagram. Like her pictures are great. She has tons of reels. Like I think almost every single day she has a picture or a reel going up. And I will never get to that level, but I like really look at her Instagram for like inspiration and just like motivation of like, I want to be even doing it half as good as she is doing it. So that's something that I want to just like up my Bookstagram game next year. And then 3 personal goals of mine for 2023. This one was kind of tricky because I'm kind of at this point, like I'm done with school. I'm kind of like content in my job at the moment. I'm like good with YouTube. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't necessarily have like work goals to achieve necessarily. But again, I have this project that I've been working on for quite literally years. I was hoping to have at least it done by the end of this year, and then December came and I just got overwhelmed with all the book things that I needed to be focused on with like reading goals, reading vlogs, that there's no way that I was finishing it by the end of this year, but I will have this done and out into the universe next year. So that is a personal goal of mine. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it out there. And I have 2 people in my life that are kind of holding me accountable for that have been there with me on this journey. So they will see that it comes to fruition as well. Also, not being so passive. I think this kind of goes along the lines of me always wanting to be like a yes person. I say yes to like everything, except I have been better about being like, no, I straight up don't want to go out to the bars because I don't like going to the bars where I live. So I have been better about like saying no to that, but just not being so bad. I feel like I wait around a lot for things to happen in my life, and I think now that I'm realizing like you are quite literally like in your mid-20s. Like you need to start being like a little more like, if I want to do something, I just do it and not waiting for like something to come around. I really don't like making big decisions. Decisions overwhelm me. I'm not a good decision maker. I kind of always want someone to make a decision for me, and that's hard when I'm literally like doing life by myself. There's no one to tell me what decisions to make. So then I kind of just end up either doing whatever people suggest or just like not doing it at all. And I think I just need to be better about knowing that, like being okay with where I'm at in my life right now, like doing life by myself. I don't know, that's kind of a vague goal, but I feel like if you're also like in the same kind of like life position that I'm in, you might understand it. What I'm trying to say, I don't know. And last goal is, again, just being really diligent about nurturing the relationships that I have in my life. Again, I think I've kind of realized like this year in my mid-20s, like I've had a friend who has moved across the country and we still manage to maintain a really, really close relationship. And I love that. And I want to just like continue to always be diligent about like communicating with them and setting up time for us to like hang out virtually and like talk. And obviously we have our podcast together, so we do that every week, but also just like real life stuff, real life catch-ups. Same with my friends who even live around here. Like, we're just all busy with our lives, with working, with like their relationships, their families, whatever, that sometimes I feel like it gets pushed to the side sometimes of making time for each other. I've always been like a ride or die bitch for a few. Like, I have had my very close friends since I was young. Like, one of my best friends I've had since kindergarten, the other one since 3rd grade, the other one since freshman year of high school. We've always kind of been a group of 4. Like, it's always kind of stayed that way. And like, even still now, like, we're still like, I'm still very close with all 3 of them. And like, as a whole, we're close. But just making sure of like, I just feel like as I'm getting older, it's getting harder to always stay on top of that because we just have so many other responsibilities. Just want to like make sure in the new year that I don't lose those friendships in my life because like life gets busy. I'm very ride or die for the people that I'm close to, and I just want to like make sure that it stays that way. And same even with like my family and stuff. I live close to my family, so I just want to always make sure that I'm spending time with them and like with my parents and stuff. So yeah, that's just something that I really want to be diligent about in 2023. Okay, and lastly, what do you want to leave behind in 2022? So I really liked Jessen's answer to this, or one of the things that you want to leave behind, which was like the word discreet covers. And I totally echo her thoughts on that. Another thing, which I don't think this is ever going to happen because it's like literally a constant cycle, especially on TikTok, is the hate against the dark romance community and the shame against the dark romance community and the misunderstanding I think a lot of people have over that community. I am so over people having to defend the books that they like and enjoy, and that women are like always held to this different standard for reading dark romance than men are held to for reading dark themes and fantasy books, or the TV shows that we have out there with like dark themes in them, and no one's like, hey, shame them, let's like get on their case about it. No, I'm so, oh, sorry, they're assaulting our ramp. That's the really nice thing about where I live though. They're so like diligent about snow removal and like de-icing things. Sorry for that distraction. Y'all know I'm like the dog and up, that it's like squirrel, I get distracted by everything. I'm just like, I'm so over us having to defend why we read dark romance. Like, I'm just over it. And along the same vein of that, I would just love in 2023 to see everyone just adopt the attitude of read what you want to read and let other people read what they want to read. Why are you concerned with what other people are reading? Truly, I want to know why it affects you. It doesn't. It doesn't affect you if someone's choosing to read a dark romance. Like, just get on with your life. Go outside. Get away from your phone for a little bit. I'm so sick of like people having to defend reading forbidden, taboo, dark romances. Just like, go touch grass. And the last thing is, I am sick of people commenting, I hated that book, or that book sucked, on a video, an Instagram post, a TikTok of someone gushing about that. Like, if I'm telling you how much I love a book, I don't need you in the comments saying that book was trash. I get it. We all have differing opinions. Reading is very subjective, and I love that everyone can read the same book and have a million different viewpoints on it. That's what reading is supposed to do. We're all supposed to give our opinion on books. But if I'm specifically telling you how much I loved a book in a post or a video, I don't need you commenting, I hated that book, or that book was garbage. Like, really, that's just unnecessary. Just keep it to yourself. Not saying that we all can't have our opinions, but like, I don't like that when you see someone gushing about something and then someone just randomly in the comments was like, I don't know why he was like that. Okay, keep moving. Get on with your day. That is the booktuber, the New Year Booktube tag. So anyways, like I said, I don't know when this video is going up because I don't know when I can slot it in my schedule, but I wanted to do it. So thank you, Justin, for tagging me. I'm going to tag some other booktube friends down in the comments below. So anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.